Welcome in, my savage ladies and gentlemen, random viewers of YouTube. Hope that everyone's having an awesome night so far. Thank you for joining me for the live stream broadcast or the post-stream upload. Either way, whenever you came, this isn't like a super important stream. I might run one or two matches. I might just kind of hang out and bullshit here at the main lobby for a little while. Just getting my joint lit up here. Anyway, I was just kind of thinking earlier about how, like, for a while there, I just kind of became less passionate, not only about gaming, streaming, etc., but also about cannabis. And I've got to thank Jungle Bridge next time I talk to him. Not even in any type of sarcastic or dickhead style way, but the argument that I had with him actually made me realize how passionate I am about cannabis still. And it reminded me of a few things that I had forgotten. One thing being a cannabinoid, and another thing being a person. So, the cannabinoid that I'm talking about is THCV. And if you don't know anything about it, or, you've never heard of it before, it is very similar to THC, but it has some appetite decreasing potential, as well as a few other interesting qualities. I'm going to pull it up right now. Let's read about it together. You could think you know everything about something, but it doesn't hurt to refresh yourself. So THCV, or tetrahydrocannabivirate, I thought that's how it was pronounced. Like the acronym broken down, I thought that's what it was condensing. But is a compound in cannabis that offers a unique array of effects and medicinal benefits that sets it apart from other cannabinoids like THC and CBD. So, whether you are a medical marijuana patient looking for a particular type of relief or a casual consumer chasing a specific effect, we'd like to introduce you to this fascinating compound that's sure to make major waves in the cannabis world as we discover and utilize its full potential. Oh, I'm so sure that the people in the industry, or the industry as it currently sits, are not capable of utilizing the full potential of any cannabinoids, since all they care about is money. But with that being said, we'll go into what are THCV's effects and benefits. And this is from the Leafly website, so all this information isn't necessarily 100% accurate. Citing multiple sources is usually pretty important, but what are THCV's effects and benefits? As its name suggests, THCV is similar to THC in molecular structure and psychoactive properties, but it provides a variety of pronounced and altogether different effects. A note for vaporizer enthusiasts: THCV has a boiling point of 428 Fahrenheit or 220 degrees Celsius, so you'll need to turn it up higher than you would THC. Which means, I guess if you were vaping like Durban Poison, which is a strain that is notoriously high in THCV, you'd want to turn the vaporizer up a little bit more than you normally would, as they're suggesting here. And that is with whole flower and I guess just plant matter in general broken down. You could vape leaves and still get the THC off of them, so something I will note about THCV, and one of the things I find ultra interesting about it, is it's not present in a lot of different strains of cannabis. I think it's primarily present in equatorial strains. So, like, if I had brought THCV into that debate the other day, when he said to me, how can you tell that you have Durban Poison and it's not just what anybody else told you it was. And the answer is, does it have THCV? You know, it could be another equatorial landrace sativa and have THCV in it, but Durban poison generally has higher levels than other strains. So, now here are the benefits. THCV is an appetite suppressant. THCV may help with diabetes. THCV may reduce panic attacks. THCV may help with Alzheimer's. THCV stimulates bone growth. Now, this website tells you to specifically look for African sativas. So, maybe equatorial wasn't correct, and maybe it's more correct than what's printed here. And maybe I am misquoting what I had read previously. Maybe it was, strains from south of the equator. Genetics alone can't promise a high THCV content, and cannabinoid contents can vary from harvest to harvest. If possible, ask your bud tender for lab-tested strains to ensure that you're indeed getting a THCV-rich product. So anyway, yeah, I just felt like, sitting down and talking about that a little bit tonight. And I have so far. Strains high in THCV include Doug's Varin, Pineapple Purps, Durban Poison, Power Plant, Willie Nelson, Red Congolese, Jack the Ripper, Durban Cheese, and Skunk Number 1. Now, of course, that's not a complete list, but I think it's full enough that people should be able to obtain strains with that particular cannabinoid if they were interested. Maybe I'll sit down and discuss other cannabinoids, on different evenings. But that is one that interested me. And, the variation in cannabinoids present from strain to strain, like, would have been useful in the argument that I was having with Jungle Bridge, pointing that out at least. Oh, and another thing I wanted to talk about is a seed breeder who's passed away now, but I thought his work was pretty cool. And it's funny. His name was Subcool. I'm not sure if anybody else that's interested in cannabis is like familiar with who I'm talking about, but I think it was TGA Seeds was who people got his stock from. I think it was run by him and his wife and a few other growers. But they primarily focused on like having various cannabinoids present in their grows, so they had some really badass stuff. Like he made great medical cannabis strains. I've had the pleasure and the privilege of smoking several strains that he made. Jilly Glue is the most recent one. And I'm sure there are tons of strains. If I go check this chart that I've got that he made after a big house fire where he was trying to recover years and years of his work. If I check a chart, I think he's responsible for Apollo and couple other awesome, well-known strains. Well, he's responsible for a lot of strains. A lot of strains. Or he worked with other growers to produce, you know, a lot of awesome strains. Tonight I'm rocking with some of the same old Han Solo burger, but I put in a little bit of hash. And the hash that I put in is right here. Pretty funky container. Pretty good stuff. Now, Balak said this isn't authentic squidgy black because it doesn't come from Lebanon. But it's pretty squidgy and it's pretty black to me. The lighting doesn't do it justice. But this raw black paper did. Blended that up with my favorite tobacco. Mixed some of that Han Solo burger in there. And like the way that ash is. You know what I'm saying? Like the hash is very, very dense. But still soft and pliable. Beautiful lemon scent coming off there. I'm done with that for now. I'm satisfied. I guess I'll play a match or two. Sticking with Team Deathmatch as usual. I didn't know what I'd feel like when I sat down. That right there might have been overdoing it. Yo, names sound wicked. Yeah, man, hold on, let me try to pull out this chart, and I'll go through it with you guys for a little while. If I've got one person here who's interested. I gotta go way back. Fucking way back. Right here, awesome. TGA Subcool Seeds. Okay, so this chart actually has Subcool's old strains, Subcool's cuts, Subcool strains, old strains, and projects. So, I guess we'll discuss Subcool strains for this particular session, and maybe I'll talk more and more about his stuff as time goes on. But he is responsible for Apollo 13 BX, The Third Dimension, Cheesequake, The Void, Deep Purple, Quirkle, Vortex, Pandora's Box, Ace of Spades, Plushberry, Space Bomb, Jack the Ripper, Crazy Train, Space Jill, Jilly Bean, Agent Orange, Cleaner with a Q, Jack Cleaner 2, Chernobyl, Kaboom, Dairy Queen Dank Number 1, The Flav, Deep Purple, and yeah, that lists off all the strains that are his specifically. And then he got some specific cuts from people. He had some old strains that he worked with, but doesn't cite his source. That being said, he was a very well-respected breeder. Not just by me, but by the cannabis community in general. We gotta just relax and let it take me. Now this right here I like, where it says Subcool's Cuts. Grim Male from a pack of Brothers Grimm mix. Like, it includes male, female, F2s, like, this is an amazing fucking chart right here. The problem is, I don't know if I could share it, like, direct with the community. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's credited. That's great. Well, maybe eventually I'll post this up then. You might be able to find it just by looking for lowercase LE, capital M, Marcel, with the capital M obviously at the front, and at Alchemia. That must be where I downloaded the chart from, but cool stuff. Damn, I want to try Third Dimension in Pandora's Box. Hell yeah. Man, you open up Pandora's Box, who knows what's gonna happen. Yeah, man, but like I said, he suffered from a pretty severe medical condition that I wouldn't do justice in attempting to recall all his symptoms and stuff. I remember it was like an upper respiratory or cardiovascular condition, and it was just like a degenerative disease that he couldn't do a lot about. Didn't find out about it until later in life. The dude had a really interesting life, and I don't like even just his personal life was like dynamic and very interesting. It would be super easy to make a movie about him. And here I am, like, you know, I keep calling him Subcool, Subcool, Subcool. He was a person, like, he had a first and last name like everybody else, you know, like, a lot of people would know me as Savage-Recluse, and for the most part, that's really all I want people to know me as, you know. It's nice that I've developed, like, a closer personal relationship with some viewers and squad mates over the years, but you don't need a huge social circle or whatever. If you're really a fucking recluse, like, if you're really a fucking savage, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. I've had a lot of things on my mind, though. A lot of different stuff to talk about that's, like, not super controversial or meant to be up in anybody's face or, like, offensive or anything like that. Sometimes I feel like, what's the point, though? Because, like, you know, I do consume cannabis, like, right in front of you while talking, and people think that that invalidates basically every word that comes out of my mouth. Like, anything I say after smoking a joint, people are just like, oh, he's just high. It's fucking ridiculous. It's fucking stupid. It's like a bunch of fucking, like, okay, so if someone's crazy and they take psych meds, you know what I'm saying, to balance out, like, you know, brain chemicals or whatever, like, and I know crazy's not a polite way to put that. Let's say fucking mentally ill, but I don't give a fuck. If someone's taking, like, antidepressants or, like, you know, this, that, the other thing, and they're trying to get their shit straight, does that mean that, like, after they take the antidepressant, like, they're not them anymore just because they're not crazy or they're not plagued with schizophrenia or, you know, whatever mental illness they're trying to treat? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't pretend I'm not me anymore or like I'm not a human being just because I consume cannabis. And, you know, most of you guys don't, but you do encounter a lot of bullshit, like, particularly, like, if you, let's say you come from, like, a straight edge, yuppie family. Like, I find it so interesting, like, I was one of the last people to turn away from our religion, and, like, I haven't even really turned away from it. I've just kind of, I don't know, been stuck someplace. Ugh. And with that being said, I've just been thinking about it more and more lately because, you know, having a kid was something that I really, really wanted. And, like, I'm finally there. You know, and I had a hard time letting myself be happy about it at first. I was so scared. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, you know, am I having a son or losing my wife. And glory to God, knock on wood, like, I think everything's gonna be alright. You know what I'm saying, guys? Oh, fuck. The hash is hitting me hard, though. Like, ooh. It's the coffee, it's the hash. Just having some anxiety. Anyway, this is something I thought about for several days, so regardless of what anybody thinks about what I'm about to say, a lot of times when I share with people that a majority of my beliefs are like based in family tradition or like, you know, steeped in religious text, they get fucking pissed off or like, you know, they make fun of me, like they mock me or whatever, but like, is it them that mock me, you know what I'm saying? Or is it the devil, like, through a weak person? You know? Because anywhere you're trying to give glory to God, if there's, like, an atheist or a Satanist, just a general non-believer, someone that leans more towards science, they'll usually mock you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times they will. And the people that don't, those are the people you really need to keep around you. Like, if you're a person of faith that feels like shunned by society now, you know, keep people around you that don't judge you for holding your faith. Because we need hope. You know what I'm saying? We need to believe in something. We need to have morals. And with that being said, I'd like to talk about something else. I've admitted to having some slightly racist beliefs or tendencies, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I slur people in my speech quite frequently. But we all rot with biological equality under the sun. You know what I'm saying? Black, white, yellow, brown, red. It doesn't matter what color you are. You know, we eat, sleep, piss, and shit. We clothe ourselves when it's cold. We strip down when it's hot. And all our children are born alive if we're lucky. So, I believe we all have our place in the world, even if it's not amongst each other. And that all human life is valid. And, like, you know, all human life was created by, you know, a higher power for a purpose. Anyway, let's get the first match of the night. I'm not trying to get all preachy to everybody. I wanted to talk to you about it here before we get into this lobby because I don't feel like arguing with people about it. I feel like dialing in on the game. Just wanted to talk a little bit, you know. And if people are listening, cool. If not, fuck it. Ugh. Damn, I always do that. It's always too much of a good thing with me. Too many cups of coffee, too many shots of liquor. You know what I'm saying? Fucking chain smoking cigarettes. I don't know. It is what it is. I think this sweatshirt's too thick. I need like a long sleeve shirt or something. I need to put that cigarette out and just breathe. Just chill. Well, how are you doing? Figured. About the same. That sucks. What happened? Yeah. I heard that. Old can be gold, my man. But so can piss. So... Put cigarette out. Thanks to self. Too much nicotine. Light cigarette back up. Whoa. What the fuck? But yeah, no, I'm not even trying to preach to people or anything like that. I guess I should have kind of warned motherfuckers and been like, hey, if you're here for the post-stream upload, skip ahead. I'm not trying to blow anybody's high or anything like that. I just find it interesting how often people are called to mock. You know what I'm saying? And even I. The truth is, even as I judge others, like, I've never been a perfect person, but I continue to be a person that strives for perfection. You know what I'm saying? Not gonna lie. Oh, there we go. It's picking up. I mean, I appreciate that you look at it that way. You know what I'm saying? It's trying to vote. The vote's over. That hash got me hard. Got me too hard. Nah, absolutely. Yeah, life is the whole way through. And by the end, it's like, what do you know? Probably nothing. You know what I'm saying? Damn. Let your boy in a match. I just need to cut loose and get some of this juice out. My old lady's like, I know when we get out of the shower, you're going to want to run a couple games. I'm like, well, that's basically permission. And she says she's got a headache, so she ain't really trying to do shit. Trying to lay there and be severely pregnant. People sometimes make a big mistake, though, when it comes to smoking cannabis. You know what I'm saying? They always think, like, you know, I need to smoke and chill, but it's like sometimes you gotta smoke and be productive. Like, you gotta get up and do something. For real. And it's crazy because this is like a heavy indica hash, but damn. It's the coffee. The coffee at the same time. But I didn't have any this morning. That's some crazy fucking good hash. Like, god damn. That is so much better than the crap I picked up last time. I'll definitely skimp down on the size of that snake when I smoke with Ray. I went for a ½ gram on the first run, and when there was a little bit sticking off the tip, I sliced it off, so probably about 0.4. And like 0.4 for me, it's pretty fucking heavy. So I think we do about like a 0.2 or a 0.3, maybe at the most, and split it between 2 people. I'm trying to get like a good dose, and I was also trying to pick something that was more mellow. I think if it didn't have the Han Solo burger in it, it would have been fine. But that shit has been gripping me. Alright, let's go for another try. Talked about Subcool, talked about THCV, talked about people mocking people of faith. You know what I'm saying? And I mock people of other religions sometimes and really shouldn't, because some of them, in my eyes, are just misguided. You know what I'm saying? They've been lied to, or they were raised in a culture that didn't truly understand. But you know what? Everybody thinks they're right. Everybody thinks they know the truth that no one else knows, and the truth is, none of us know. You know, like, life is a learning experience. Alright, let's get ambush. I guess that's part of, like, what I was saying. 1 second, I just mute everybody so these motherfuckers don't run their mouth to me. Alright. There we go. I'm not into that right now. I don't know what I was gonna say, and that's fine. I'm sure I'll think of it. I'm in the zone right now. Time to get into the gameplay.
Our UAV is online.
Like I said, I didn't know if I'd even run any matches tonight, you motherfucker. Fool me twice. Son of a bitch.
We're losing this fight.
Anyway, yeah. When I say no one really knows, that's where, like, the faith part comes in, and that's what I wanted to say. Just about lost my point.
Our UAV is online.
And I haven't been trying to get, like, annoyingly religious on people lately, but I definitely plan on getting my son baptized. I definitely plan on going to church more in the future.
Enemy helicopter approaching. Friendly airstrike on the way.
With me and Mrs. Savage getting official, like, government wedding, we will definitely be having, like, an Orthodox wedding as well. But that's just because, for one, I don't really believe in government weddings, and for another thing, I already look at it like Mrs. Savage and I are married. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people are just ignorant, man. Like, they don't realize, like, I don't know, what they have. You know what I'm saying? They think they gotta run out and lock these women down with a fucking ring and, like, all this bullshit. When, like, the fact of the motherfucking matter is, like, you just gotta take care of that person. Like, you gotta give a fuck about them, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a person for everybody. And, like, giving somebody a ring doesn't make them that person, I guess, is basically what I'm trying to say to people. Like, saying I do in front of witnesses doesn't make somebody that person. You know, having nobody object to the union of these two people doesn't make them that person. It's like, my great-grandma used to say, love goes where it's called, even if it's up a hog's ass, and that's one of my favorite old-school sayings. Rock and roll, 1 in fucking 9. Get beat up. That is exactly what happened right there. Let's see if I can do any better on the next match. I've got a lobby now, so that's half the battle. That is half the battle. I do too. And it helps give people community. Yeah, I think a society with no morals or really like no fear of repercussions is not a strong society. Well, vacant. This is gonna go one way or the other, I guess. Let's get it.
Team deathmatch.
I don't know. I like how the Rastafarians look at the world, and it makes me kind of mad. I've said this before on the stream, but it makes me kind of mad that to attend Orthodox ceremonies in Ethiopia, a lot of Rastafarians have to remove their dreadlocks. And it's not like some hat that Rastafarians wear, folks. That is their fucking hair. Don't think it's very cool or very Christian, especially when in the Orthodox Church, you know what I'm saying? Men are supposed to uncover their head, and women are supposed to cover their head, like...
Enemy UAV is airborne.
What's the difference between his head and mine? It's like, you know, I don't know.
UAV recon standing by. Our UAV is online.
Ah, he got that other grenade in. It's alright, I didn't have to miss all those pistol shots, I chose to. It's like when Marco Pierre White made Gordon Ramsay cry. He didn't make Gordon Ramsay cry, Gordon Ramsay chose to cry. Nah, we ain't doing that shit. Oh, I got myself. No, that's somebody else's.
Enemy UAV is airborne.
Either way, we had the same idea. I basically got myself.
Enemy helicopter approaching. We've lost the lead.
Oh, I should have checked. That's my fault.
Get the lead. We've lost the lead.
Oh fuck. Should have saved it for the bathroom.
Enemy UAV is airborne.
You know, that's the one thing I really like about cannabis is like it probably is closest to the definition soft drug that any substance could be as far as intoxicants go. Now the reason I say that is like a minute ago I was feeling like I was a little bit too fucking high and it's kind of mellowed out. So, you know what I'm saying? That's not like how a heroin overdose works. You know what I'm saying? 1 milligram too much is enough to fucking kill you if you don't have friends around. So it's like, and I don't consider heroin a fucking soft drug by any fucking means. I'm just explaining like my rationale behind it. So that you can get too high from cannabis and freak out, or even worse, experience some kind of fucking long-term psychosis. As some people have claimed, I think that's more like spikes and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's like inexperienced users, but if they test positive for THC, who knows? You know what I'm saying? I'm not a doctor. Obviously. I wouldn't be playing Call of Duty smoking fucking weed. I mean, maybe, but I'd never tell you I was a doctor. Career-ending mistake right there. Damn. Oh, they're sweaty out there. They're sweaty in here. Fuck. Well, my KD's better this time around, but it's still not even, so gotta work on that.
Enemy UAV is airborne.
Fuck. Should have stabbed him. That's what you get. You get fucking hosed down. Ah, sweaty bastard. He's using an M14. How that airstrike didn't kill me.
Our UAV is online.
I'll never know.
We may have lost the battle, but not the war.
Alright, cool. Hell yeah. I was kind of going on a rant there for a minute. A good minute. Obviously, I had a lot of stuff on my mind that I haven't been saying, but it is what it is. Everyone does, right? That's why when that dude was saying, oh, I've been having a fucking shitty day, I was like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? Because, like, who the fuck says that? You know what I'm saying? People say, oh, it'll get better, that it'll this, that, the other thing. They'll change the fucking subject on you, say something fucking stupid. That's fucking retarded. Ask the guy why his day was shitty. And then he talks about it and he feels a little bit better. Like, it's not that fucking hard. You know, you don't even have to say anything. Just listen for a minute. You don't have to give advice or an opinion or fucking anything. But, like, people act like they're too fucking good. Like, you know, they want people to listen to them. They just don't have time to hear anyone else. That sucks. Oh, also, I just want to point out that he said that the reason he was having a shitty day was Black Ops 6. Take from that what you will. I'll just say that I don't know. It's like an exceptionally good reason. I just muted the whole
Let's
lobby.
do this,
I don't give a
Marines.
fuck. You know, a majority of these guys are like, shut up, you sound stupid, etc., and they just get fucking ignorant. They just run their mouth, like, you know? And then I get ignorant. I get way more ignorant than them. Like, and I'm actually proud of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, man, fuck that shit. I didn't even want it to go there. You know what I'm saying?
We taking
But
the
once
lead.
it's up there, it's just up there. Ain't no coming down.
Our UAV is online.
You know, one by one, though, my family drifted away from the Orthodox Church. And like I said, I was one of the last people to enter a state of apostasy. And everyone for their own reasons. But I saw it as once Orthodox, always Orthodox. I didn't want to take communion the last time I went to church, and the priest convinced me, you know what I'm saying? He's like, take communion. And like, I said, well, I'd just, you know, I'm gonna confess these sins. I said, and some of them I'm not sorry for. I said, and some of them I'm going to keep doing. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, I don't feel really worthy of communion. You know what I'm saying? I don't consider myself like this stubborn heathen or like immune to hellfire or anything like that. It's just, I am who I am. And in a fight to accept myself, I have to hope that God
Our
will
UAV
accept
is
me.
online.
That's kind of why I've muted these people, because it's like, you know, you can't even talk about this shit with like the average person in society anymore, and I don't care, you know, like people have seen it all on this fucking channel. You know, now you're
Enemy
seeing a
UAV is airborne.
little bit of Christianity.
Enemy UAV is airborne. Our UAV is online.
Oh shit, my boys are up here. Damn. Fuck am I
Our
doing?
UAV is online.
I need to push forward and get my shit together. Oh. Yeah, no, I've been thinking about, you know, the mockery for a few days, and it's not because my pride was injured. Often I, like, respond pretty brutally to these pussy motherfuckers. Like, I'm not messing around. I mean, I ask them what makes them have faith in fucking atoms, you know what I'm saying? And if they've ever built their own fucking microscope, you know, to see something as small as an atom, or if they just let other men build it for them and then show them whatever they want through like a sorceress device. You know, if you yourself have not conducted the experiment, then you are not a fucking scientist. You are a man who has faith in science. And while you can understand faith in something, you're not willing to accept a higher power, which is fine by me. It does not keep me up at night. I've said that many times. I'm not here to save you. Jesus already did that. I don't think I can save people. I don't even think I can understand people. And if I can't understand them, then I can't understand their problems. And if I can't understand their problems, I can't fix them. You know what I'm saying?
Enemy UAV is airborne.
Explaining some of the things that I struggle with, or some of the things I ponder doesn't help somebody else who is struggling with something else or who is pondering something else. And you know what? I think that I too am a weak person in many ways. Like I talk about how, like, you know, they're called on to mock people. You know, and in many ways I am a weak person, so. In many ways, I fall short. I am weighed and found wanting at the end of the day.
We've lost the lead.
Let's get it back then. Alright, respect it.
UAV recon standing by.
Die, pussy motherfucker.
Our UAV is online. Enemy UAV is airborne. Our UAV is online. Enemy helicopter inbound.
No, it's interesting.
We've lost the lead. Our UAV is online. We're about to win this one. Keep up the fire.
Tell you what, folks, that was some absolutely excellent hash. I was very, very, very disappointed with this guy talking me out of getting what I actually wanted the last time I was in the city. And I was like, man, that fucking sucks. I saved money on it that day, but I saved money today as well. I'm just kind of worked things out. And I got some free bud. Can't beat that.
Time's almost up.
Kind of busted up a funky recreational Michigan pack earlier and was showing it off today. But there's just some gummies and a couple cartridges, a bunch of pre-rolls that somebody else ordered, not me. And that's how I ended up getting something good.
We taking the lead.
Foul.
It's a draw.
I might need a little bit
Man
more
down.
coffee. You gotta try to. You gotta try to. It's difficult. It's difficult because I think men were designed to have pride as a flaw. And I think it's a very important flaw. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a very important flaw. More important to the ego than to the soul. You know what I'm saying? More important to the person, I suppose, than like... Or I guess more important to the vessel than the spirit. Deeper than my grave, G. That's right, brother. Rock and roll.
Team deathmatch. Take no prisoners, comrades.
I'm not gonna get in your way, Al. Alright, I'm going up. I saw you were trying to clear it. I didn't want to block you if you had to start spraying and move. People bump into each other too much. He's way back there. Holy fuck. That was awesome. Yeah, Chapin's still holding down the building as well. Can't complain. I think I want to go back there and kill him. I was wrong. I stand corrected.
Enemy UAV is airborne.
Oh no. Say he knows I'm here now. He's either way back there, like to the east. Oh, fucker. They could have the eavesdrop thing on.
We've lost the lead.
Tell you what, players running that in the lobby with me would have a lot of luck.
Enemy UAV is airborne.
Yeah, Sagittaro, let's go. No. Damn. I need to watch the kill cam next time I get hit from there.
Our UAV is online. Friendly airstrike on the way.
That one was too easy. I had to take it. Fuck, I get one out of position.
Friendly airstrike on the way.
How did I not get him? Fucking
Our
idiot.
UAV is online.
But it never even showed me swinging the knife at him, so I guess there's a little bit of desync or something. I don't know. Maybe I was just already dead by the time it started to initiate the stabbing on my screen, which is fine. I feel like I was on target that time at least.
Friendly helicopter on the way. Enemy UAV is airborne. Enemy UAV is airborne.
Yeah, I guess despite, you know, being allowed to take communion, more or less there's a certain level of shame that keeps me from returning currently. Man, he thought about it for a second. Then he just bum rushed that alley. I think he was ready to take on one guy, but he definitely wasn't ready to take on two. It's just turned into a camper's paradise of a lobby. So I've started camping instead of meat grinding myself like a fucking goddamn dumb Russian recruit. Commissar says go forward. So towards the machine gun nest we charge. The truth is the machine gun's behind you and most of those instances are very convincing. You're gonna get shot with a machine gun either way, bro. Push it or die.
Our UAV is
No
online.
option granted. That is a sad and unfortunate fate for people that share the same faith as me.
UAV recon standing by. Our UAV is online. Airstrike standing by.
That grenade was too perfect. He couldn't even escape it. It was too powerful.
Friendly airstrike on the way. Helicopter support standing by. Friendly helicopter on the
Alright,
way.
I'm on a streak now. Let's go. What's that dude doing? Just lagging everywhere? I guess like that's what I was seeing earlier when I tried to stab that dude. It was like desync. So maybe I was dying to lag. Or just being stupid. Keeping your feet moving is never a bad idea, even if you camp the same spot. Like, unless you've got a corner, like right here, with Overwatch on the stairs and no angle, This is perfect. Because you can cover that doorway and the staircase. It really is a great fucking rat spot.
Our UAV is online.
Ask the 12-year-old me how I know. I love that fucking spot when I was a kid. I feel like if I sat there with an M16 and stopping power as a grown man, though, people would make fun of me. I had claymores on that class, too, if I recall correctly. Alright. I understand how that balcony works now. I've always wondered whether or not I could hit people from over here, but I never see anyone when I look down that way. And it's like, obviously, because look at where I am on the roof. And then look down there. Like, that guy barely sees anything on this roof. I barely see anything where he's at. It's pretty balanced.
Enemy UAV is airborne. Time is running out.
Let's go. Keep the wall muted. Fuck up. I like this map too.
We are victorious.
Yeah, Crash is one of my favorites. Even Holiday Crash I'm not very good at. Or Winter Crash, whatever it's called. Yeah, there's little things about that map that just throw me off, but I like the daytime, nighttime variations on maps and the slight differences between them. I think it's cool. I think that hash was excellent. It scratched my itch. I've got enough to save for until the Gamer Ray gets up here. And you know what, guys? I'm going to go ahead and clean out the legendary inhaler so that when he comes up here, it is completely spotless. Not that long ago, I hit this shit up with some 90% rubbing alcohol and then ran boiling water through it like a bunch of times. Super clean. We'll get it looking like that again. I've been smoking out of that pipe the entire time I've been broadcasting, though. I'm not a person that has, like, lots of paraphernalia laying around. I have a pipe, I have a bong. I don't need tons. In fact, if that pipe's so dirty that I can't smoke out of it, I shouldn't switch to another fucking pipe. I should clean my fucking pipe. And people hearing that, who don't do that, should take what I just said as a criticism. Because it was. I knew this dude who had his shoebox full of dirty pipes. Like, nah, that's crusty behavior right there. Like, his idea of cleaning the pipe was sucking really fucking hard, like, to draw fucking butane and flame into the chamber and, like, burn his hood. It was ridiculous. And even then, eventually, they're just no good.
Team deathmatch.
He'd break them to scrape them after he had enough of them piled up. That was a real head shaker to me. Because I've had that same pipe for years.
Take no prisoners, comrades.
Now, being that I am a person who previously held a medical marijuana card,
We've taken the lead.
I wonder how the Orthodox Church truly views my use of cannabis. I mean, I have no clue. You know, do they view it as like this sacrilegious, like, heathenist nonsense, or would it be accepted? I often try to mix science and faith in my mind. And like the endocannabinoid system is super interesting. Super interesting. I've talked about it a lot, but and I mean, like tonight, talking about THCV at the start of the broadcast, we might start talking about cannabinoids pretty regularly, and even going over some of the ones I've already covered, depending on how much gas I've got in the tank that night. Just because it never hurts. I wish people were informed about more than just what gets you high. You know, THC is great. Terpenes are great. But there is more to the story. One moment. I'm gonna just take a second right here. I'll lay down. Maybe someone chuck a nade up in here. So what are we working with here? 52.96% THC. Terps 4.32%. And I'm almost positive it said something about CBD, but that might have been for another strain, so I guess this isn't as complete as I thought it was. It does say cannabinoids 6, yeah, like, it's ridiculous. These test results don't seem like they're very accurate. And who do they come from? I'll do more digging and see what I can find. Okay, never mind. So this is legit, folks. This doesn't have to be weird. It says 52.96% THC, and then it says cannabinoids 65.12%. So everything that's not THC and that initial value, THC is still a cannabinoid, right? So everything that's not THC and that value is part of that 65.12%. So perhaps there are just more cannabinoids present than what they were able to fit on the label. It does have a neat QR code that I can scan, and it'd probably give me tons more information on that particular batch. So maybe I'll do that. You know what I'm saying? And that being said, I have to look into how long has the testing facility that they've used been around. Was it one of the facilities that existed before the cannabis boom, or is it one of the facilities that's popped up since then? You know, back in the day, I kind of trust the people who had to test the medical cannabis more than like what I'm trusting the people who test the recreational. Without a doubt. Fucking sack of shit. Damn it, we're lagging all around each other. I had to choose one or the other. Ballistic mask or dude down the street. I chose dude down the street after that rubber band action. The ballistic mask guy is still back there. Fuckers, man. He's using an MP5, and it looks like he put it on single fire, or he's just got some trigger discipline there. He's burping it, giving it some squirts. I get pretty crazy with my fire sometimes. It doesn't save me.
Our UAV is online.
Fast, accurate, and first saves me. You know what I'm saying? Like, fast is nothing if I miss. I always hope if I can't be first, I can still be fast and accurate. You see, I like an exchange of gunfire as opposed to just being slaughtered outright instantly. Christ almighty, he was hiding in there, squirrely little fucker. I get down on my belly and just, you know, give him some taps if that's what has to happen. I like this map too. I'm gonna let him go. Live and let live. I'm not letting him go.
Enemy UAV is airborne.
Oh no, where'd this guy go? I wanted to try and stab him, but I knew in my heart that I just had to take what I could get. Them's the rules. Oh god. Shooting up all my fine sandstone bricks. But pay for this, you infidel. You will pay. He says as he fucking rubber bands into infinity. It's kind of cartoon villain, like, what? Like, you'll pay for this.
Our UAV is online. Enemy UAV is airborne.
I didn't think I liked what that man did. Whoa, no. I'm about done kicking it for the night, folks. I'm glad we have an afternoon appointment tomorrow instead of a morning appointment. I think that's preferred by both Mrs. Savage and I, but... Ah, what is that? Fucker got away. You take your black bald ass on then. I don't want to stab you in your back or shoot you anyway. Let's get out of here.
Time is running out.
Crikey. They got us. I got the rubber band and doom going on. That's pretty not cool. You get blown up. You fucker. Narrowly escaped my fragmentation grenade. Narrowly. No, I'm definitely gonna look into this though. Because I wanted to talk about, I felt phenomenal when I smoked this earlier, and that's the only way that I can explain this. 52.96% THC, terps 4.32%, cannabinoids 65.12. Now, I imagine if I look, this is going to be rich with some CBD, maybe some CBN, and that's kind of what I'm hoping to see. We will find out though. And a lot of people be like, oh no, CBD. What? CBD? It doesn't get me high. And it's like, no, it fucking modifies your high. It doesn't get you high. I'll play one more, especially if it's Chinatown. I suck at that. I'm gonna go drain the main vein and I'll come back. Last match, and then I'm gonna go make a cup of coffee and just relax with Mrs. Savage. I'm probably gonna watch some Rick and Morty tonight, and I talk about a lot of different adult animation and stuff. Like, I'm a grown man watching tons of cartoons, but it is what it is. I think it's part of being a stoner. Just comes with the territory. Awesome. We'll let this lobby fill up. We'll get into the match. I'll mute everybody and elaborate. Yo, let's go. Oh man, my homeboy Tiny Pecker's on the other side. I was saying it the other night, you know, Big P and Tiny Pecker. 1,000 years.
Team deathmatch.
Alright, rock and roll. There we go. There we go. So one of my favorite themes in Rick and Morty is how hopeless Rick feels after the loss of his wife, and how basically the only thing that keeps him around, I believe, is like his daughter and his grandkids. Like, that's pretty much it. But he mourns his wife's passing like anybody should, and that is like deeply and forever. So that is one of my favorite reoccurring themes of that particular show. And it is depressing. It is depressing. But I don't know, it's interesting. A lot of concepts in the show. No, Tiny Pecker, no. No, Tiny Pecker, get out of the corner, bro. Dude, no way. I just shot that guy so many times. You guys know there's no way Tiny Pecker killed me right there.
Our UAV is online.
I'm fucking cooking up a fucking nade on his ass. Oh god. Fuck you, Tiny Pecker, dude. I shot you in the chest like 8 times. I hate you so much. I hate you, Tiny Pecker. I guess me and him were never friends in the first place. It didn't mean a thing because we shared the same birthplace. Same hood, but we're down to kill each other for $1 because we want it in the worst way. Money talk and bullshit can walk a marathon. Oh, the lag though. Cool. Hope it's a good game. Dude, I really like Rick and Morty too, and it was one of my buddy's favorite shows. I wouldn't watch it forever, but he just wouldn't shut up about it while me and him were working out in this farm field, and yeah. He got me interested in it because he said that some of the stuff that I talk about in regards to philosophy or like this or that, like Schrodinger's box, that I'd be interested in the show. And like, you know, things like nihilism. And like I always told him that like nihilism is something that I see. You know, the idea that everything's meaningless. But I struggle with it. Like, you know, even depression, I don't think of myself as someone who suffers from depression. I think of myself as someone who struggles with it. You know what I'm saying? Man, come on. Me and this dude at the top of the stairs, we're supposed to shoot it out like right now. Like I'm looking at my watch that I'm not wearing, and this motherfucker is supposed to be here. We're supposed to be just straight dumping at each other. Like, yeah, he's right here. Tiny Pecker, what are you doing? What is the meaning of it? There was no meaning. He was just standing there, man. Menacingly. Bro had a gun. He was from the other side. And he was in Overwatch on that corner. I knew it. I knew he was there. Could smell his stink. Man. Oh my god, this is so bad. This is so bad. I've got to pull another lobby, guys. I can't. It's just disgusting. I said a few broadcasts ago that I wasn't really going to do that anymore, and now it's time to put a stop to it, like right now. Not later. Ray, I'd ask you if you wanted to come and like catch a few games with me, but it would literally be you getting on to just play one game with me, man. So I'll just say that I'm gonna catch you again soon. You know, I don't know what tomorrow's gonna be like. I hope it goes smoothly. I tested a big, fat, heavy dose of this hash. And what I found out, Ray, was that you and me will not need very much. Not if we're just gonna hang out and burn one quick, man. I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to hurt you. Pretty good, though. Ticked all the fucking boxes for me, that's for sure. I'm scared that it might be a little bit too strong and that, you know, my idea of weed cannabis might not
Team
be
deathmatch. Let's do this,
realistic
Marines.
for someone who hasn't smoked in forever. So I'm really kind of just trying to weigh in on it a little bit, you know, try some different stuff out and see what I think would be good. I understand you're not gonna sit there and just chief with me all the fucking time, but it'd be fun. It's gonna be a one-time deal. I don't want you to be absolutely fucking miserable the one and only time we ever smoke weed together. Like, Jesus Christ. With a good thing. I don't mean it took me a second to realize. But I'm getting the same results, right? Alright, one more try. If it puts me back in there, we're done for the night. We're gonna watch some fucking Rick and Morty. I'm gonna maybe snack on some crap. I don't feel like, oh, I've got the super munchies, but I didn't eat until we got back from the doctor's today, and then I finished up some of this barbecue pulled pork. Tonight we made salmon, spinach, and potatoes. That was good. We topped the potatoes with some cheese that we shredded up ourselves and shit. I like real cheese. Kraft singles all the way when it comes to something like a grilled cheese or like an egg sandwich or something. Oh, we lost visual. Well, you know what? If we lost visual, it doesn't really matter. I'll leave the lobby, back up, back up. This is where we're at with it, folks. Tonight wasn't really like my standard content has been recently. I used to talk about a wide variety of topics and generally stayed away from things like religion during the early days of my channel, but I guess I stayed away from religion in general for a number of years, and there's a variety of reasons for that. It all boils down to an excuse, you know? And that being said, I don't think you have to go to church to be a good person. And I don't think you have to go to any type of church to have faith. So people that aren't really comfortable with me discussing things like this, like, I am sorry for inconveniencing you, but I am not sorry for anything that I've said. Like, you know, I won't apologize for believing what I believe, nor will I apologize for sharing it with you, but I think that there's a time and place, and I decided that it was here and tonight. It's not something that I just sat down and started ranting about, oh, he got a wild hair in his ass, he wanted to talk about religion. This is something that I wanted to talk about on the stream for a few days, and specifically like the subject of mockery. And not only how people mock Christians, but how sometimes Christians will mock others. And that's why I pointed out, you know, I'm not a perfect person, and like that I have my own problems that I should address rather than constantly throwing stones at other people. I think feeling offended by a large portion of what goes on in modern civilization is kind of what drives me to speak out against certain things so much. But with that being said, perhaps if I change my tone, my attitude, and my words, you know what I'm saying, in some way, shape, or form, a message like what I shared tonight could benefit another person. So, that's what's been on my mind. I shared it with you guys. Everyone that was here tonight was cool. Maybe people won't be so cool if anyone sees this post-stream upload, or maybe people will enjoy tonight's session more than they have enjoyed a large number of my broadcasts lately. You're just gonna have to let me know. I think when it comes right down to it, that like my best content is single player story based adventure games. Like it's half single player story based adventure games and half like survival games. And that's like all of my best. Generally I sit down to play FPS, or any, if it's like a competitive shooter, basically. It could be like multiplayer style game modes, or it could be battle royale. I tend to get more competitive, more aggressive, just like, I'm already on edge because I'm trying to get a win, and like I'm trying to focus and this and that. And people are so negative usually. Like, I mean, that's why I don't unmute most of the randoms on Black Ops anymore, because I'm just gonna get chat banned again. And now that they have that AI detection, I just get chat banned anyway. So, I don't know. It is what it is. Have a great night, folks. Sometimes I get kind of long winded with these outros. Ray, thank you for joining me this evening. Archie, thank you for joining me this evening. Mrs. Savage, as always, I appreciate you being here and hanging out with us. Peace out, much love, stay savage, folks. I do look forward to seeing what people think in the post-stream upload comments. You know what I'm saying? Whether you agree with me, disagree with me, whatever. We'll see whichever way it goes, or maybe it'll go no way and I won't see any. Have a great night.